Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Total Extreme Wrestling. Today we are continuing our WWE 2020 series as we're now in week 2 of January. Let's have a little bit of a recap of what happened last time. We had our first week of shows. Raw, Main Event, and Smackdown are our 3 shows. And on Raw we had an 83 rated show, 20.47 rating to start. So, not bad. Obviously, we don't really know what is a good rating yet, but it's not a bad starting point, of course. Let's start off what we did at the beginning. So, we are continuing on some of the crap that WWE decided to put on television, including the Rusev-Lana disaster. Liv Morgan started off Monday Night Raw explaining why, explaining more in detail about her affair with Lana and what's going on with all that, as Lana tried to deny it, trying to salvage her relationship with Lashley. We gave Drew McIntyre a win over Matt Hardy. We got some big plans for Drew McIntyre. Becky Lynch had the best segment on the show with a 100 rated promo over Asuka. The Viking Raiders defeated Eric Young and Mojo Rawley. We're going to probably have Eric Young and Mojo Rawley team up going forward. Paul Heyman was on the show as he was scouting for Brock Lesnar's next opponent. And we had some fun with the 24/7 championship, including lots of superstars trying to find the location of R-Truth, trying to hunt him down. Eventually they found him at McDonald's. And when they got to McDonald's, R-Truth was running away, trying to escape, trying to hide from all of them. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we'll be seeing a lot of 24/7 shenanigans in the series. Humberto defeated Buddy Murphy. That was actually a mistake. I was meant to have Murphy win, but anyways, Murphy took the loss as Aleister Black watched on. Ricochet defeated Shelton Benjamin. Mysterio beat a local guy. We had a strong promo with AJ Styles, promoing on Orton. We had Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, a good promo on Seth Rollins. But ultimately, the main event was Orton defeating Carl Anderson, and then the OC attacked Randy Orton post-match, with the Street Profits helping him out, setting up probably a 6-man tag this week on Raw. Main event. Basically, main event, we're going to probably use main event as a way to obviously get the loyal guys on the show. It's going to be both brands involved. I think it's just a Raw thing at the moment, but there's no way I could possibly just have Raw on this show only. And then I might use it as a way to get some NXT superstars some early exposure, because why not? And there's really not much to talk about there. Eric Young and Elias was in the main event, 58 rated show. Smackdown was 79, so Raw gets the first win between the two brands at the moment. The main event was Daniel Bryan and The Miz beating The Revival. We set that up earlier on the show with The Miz TV. Mustafa Ali beat Robert Roode as well. We had Otis. He bought Mandy Rose some daisies, and Mandy Rose was absolutely furious because her favorite flower is obviously roses. So that was a really strong segment, one of the best segments, a great creative segment right there. Kalisto beat Baron Corbin by countout. Yeah, that happened. Braun Strowman beat Sami Zayn by DQ, and then Nakamura and Zayn attacked Strowman 2-on-1. New Day defended their tag titles against the B Team. Carmella beat Tamina. And that's pretty much it. The Fiend teased an attack against Daniel Bryan and The Miz at the end of the show, but that didn't happen. It was just a tease in the end. So that's the first week's of shows in the books. We've got plenty of storylines. We've basically got most of them established at the moment. Over the next few weeks, we're going to start getting more into that, including the men's Royal Rumble matches and what we're going to do there. But the current plan at the moment is to get Brock Lesnar back on TV. He's going to take on Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. We're going to turn Drew McIntyre into a babyface. Reason being, I think he's a little stale at the moment. I think he just needs a bit of a freshen up, and he'd be a strong opponent for Brock Lesnar going forward. And then I guess a program with Seth Rollins as well, with them switching roles would be pretty fun. After that, tough going, but hey, we're only doing 3 months worth of work, so we don't have to worry about what's going to happen in 6 months' time. That's not for us to decide. We're here for a short time, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so medically, there is some injuries to worry about, but we've got a lot of superstars about to return, including Jeff Hardy, Jinder Mahal, possibly Mickie James, Ruby Riott, Samoa Joe, still technically has an injury, so Lars Sullivan as well. So we've got some superstars on their way back, which will be good because obviously We're struggling a little bit with the roster. We just don't have the depth somehow. Certainly on Raw. So having a few more names come back will be certainly beneficial. We have made a couple new teams as well. Cesaro and Nakamura, they're a full-fledged team. Who else? Rude and Ziggler as well. Ali and Shorty G, apparently. We've put them together. And as I said, Eric Young, Mojo Rawley. So there's a few new teams in amongst it all. So we'll see how all that plays out. But with that being said, I think we might jump straight back into it. I think a stable we could make, though, would be Rollins and AOP. I think that's pretty much a stable. So we might create that. I don't know, do they have a name for this stable? I'm not sure. But we'll see how that goes. Alright, so let's jump into it and let's start booking the next Raw. Let's take a look at the results for this week's Monday Night Raw. We called up a couple names from NXT to see how they're going to go here on the main roster. And Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic had a matchup, and they had pretty good chemistry. A 39 rated match, Keith Lee 45, Dominik 32. Keith Lee has 28 pop, Dijakovic has 17, so you'd have to say that's a pretty good performance from both guys there. So good potential from both names right there. Very good. We opened up this week's Raw with Randy Orton and AJ Styles with their respective crews. The Street Profits are with Orton, and Gallows and Anderson, of course, with Styles. And we set up for a 6-man tag team match in the main event. Randy Orton needs a gimmick change, apparently, so we need to remember that. 82 rated segments, so pretty good, increasing both storyline heat there. So we've got OC and Street Profits feuding, and of course Orton Styles. So 2 feuds meshed into one. Drew McIntyre picked up a win over No Way Jose, 49. McIntyre 67, No Way's 35. The hints at a McIntyre face turn didn't go down well. Apparently he's had a recent turn, which is not true, obviously, but unfortunately the dice didn't go our way. So trying to turn McIntyre won't go down too well, but we're just going to have to do it. Going to have to bite the bullet. 49 there. Speaking of, McIntyre mentioned Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar, and Rey Mysterio in his promos. He's mentioning guys, basically names that are going to be in the Royal Rumble. And of course, mentioning Brock Lesnar as well, who is the champion. So, McIntyre kind of letting everybody know that he wants to be world champion, whether it's going to be at the Royal Rumble, in the match itself, or if he needs to get through Brock Lesnar, he'll go either way. 86, so good stuff. Ricochet grabbed a win over Eric Young. Ricochet 58. He's getting better at his gimmick, thank God. Eric Young 50. Eric Young, he's a star right there. He's just, he's the perfect mid-card guy for us. Just losing every match, but puts up a good performance every time. 55 rated. Segment of Lana and Lashley as Lana demands that Lashley get out there and hurt Rusev after his match tonight. 58. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay cut a promo on the Women's Royal Rumble when Charlotte interrupts and leads to a match. Charlotte versus Billie Kay for 63, Charlotte 81. Wow. Okay, Charlotte is very good. Billie Kay 35, not so much. 63 rated match. Hawkins and Ryder took on AOP for 46. Hawkins and Ryder have no chemistry apparently. That surprises me. 46 for Zach, 42 for Hawkins, AOP 45 and 48. After the match, Seth Rollins was cutting a promo on Joe and Owens rather, basically saying, "Hey, find a partner, let's do it. 6-man tag, my guys versus you." And Rollins also talks about how great the Authors of Pain are. So we're slowly setting up for a turn here as well. With Samoa Joe. 79 rated there. A couple good promo segments so far. Humberto Carrillo took on Buddy Murphy in a rematch from last week, because it can't be a Raw without a rematch. It's a rule. Buddy Murphy picked up the win this time, 52 rated. Humberto 49, gaining some storyline heat for Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy. Rusev picked up a win over Eric Rowan. Actually, never mind. Eric Rowan picked up a win over Rusev thanks to the distraction by Lashley. You would think Rusev would win, but no. Eric Rowan's got to get a win. That's also Raw rule. Eric Rowan's got to get a push every time, even though he sucks. But Rusev 71, Rowan 51. There's a big difference there. Rowan grabbed the win thanks to Lashley. And Lashley, well, made true to his promise to go out there and fight Rusev. They had a brawl to the back after the match, 78. So, again, another pretty solid segment. The segments are doing well, the matches not so much. R-Truth, he comes in to Raw, he clocks in for the night, and immediately runs out to his car to get out of here. But his car doesn't start. There's a problem with his car, he can't get it to start, which means he can't escape. He's the 24/7 champion, he can't leave the show. Bad news for R-Truth. Asuka took on Natalya in a 70 rated match. Wow, pretty good. Asuka 73, Natalya 57. And basically giving Asuka a win to prove that she's ready to take on Becky Lynch for the championship. And Becky Lynch was on commentary for that one. And bad news for R-Truth as EC3 is revealed to have messed with R-Truth's car. He attacked R-Truth, he grabbed him out of R-Truth's car, grabbed him out, and they brawl in the parking lot. Eventually EC3 picks up the win and gets the 24/7 championship. So EC3 is the brand new 24/7 champion. Well done EC3, he gets a championship finally. It's been a while for him. He's the champ again. R-Truth unfortunately not to be. The OC took on Orton and Street Profits in the main event. Not quite the result we're hoping for, but obviously it would have to be a massive carry from Styles and Orton to get this match to be good. And then, you know, to be fair, they did pretty well. Anderson 61, Gallows 58, Styles 91. Wow. Dawkins 38, Ford 42, Orton 89. So they did a pretty good job carrying it, but there's only so much you can do. The OC eventually picked up the win when Styles pinned Montez Ford with the Styles Clash. Gives us a 73 rated show overall. About a 10 rating drop from last week. So obviously we just didn't have any strong matches on the show. We had some great segments, but just didn't have that one or two really solid matches. And that's going to be our problem every single week, is trying to give good matches without overdoing it. But definitely I think we could probably have Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins or something like that. Put them in a couple of individual matches each, and that might help next week, rather than putting everyone in a 6-man like we did this week. But 73, that's okay. Alright, let's have a look at the news and contract situations potentially. I don't know what's going on there, but we'll have a look. Carl Anderson, not happy with how being booked. I need to get some wins. Carl, what happened this week? AJ Styles and the OC beat Orton and Street Profits. You just won in the Raw main event. You have one win, one loss. Chill out. You're okay. You're doing okay. Relax. 22.47, so a bit of a bump in the rating this week as well. Looks like someone must have failed the drug test. Let's have a look. Who... Wow, what a shock. Randy Orton has been identified as a steroid user. Oh no. Take no action. John Cena's happy at that. Yeah, probably because he's on it too. Of course Cena would be happy with that. Anything else to take a look at? Let's have a look at, was there any popularity swings? You know, last week we didn't get any. We tried hard, but we didn't get any from anything we did. This week looks to be the same as well. So we're trying hard to increase the pop, but it's just not happening. Rollins looks like he's, McIntyre, I think, is going down in popularity. Yes, he's going down. How? He picked up 2 good wins. He had a nice promo. Why is he going down? He should be going up. All right, let's take a look at this week's main event. EC3 is out in the ring. He's been granted the opportunity to talk about winning the 24/7 championship without the fear of R-Truth or anyone else trying to take it from him. He cuts a 58 rated promo. He basically talks about how great he is and how great it is to be champion and how amazing he is. So 58 rated, it's pretty good. Angel Garza, we gave him a chance to be on the show against Andrade. Andrade, 71 in the ring. Wow. Wow, okay. Angel Garza, 37, not bad, but Andrade, really, really good. Okay, we might have to start using Andrade a little bit more. He does need a gimmick change, so if we can remember to change that, that'd be good. 57. We debuted Scarlett. What was it? Scarlett Bordeaux. She's backstage with EC3. Basically flirting with EC3 because now he's a big deal. He's this good-looking guy. He's a champion. He's the man. So the women are starting to pay more attention to him. They want to be with him. You know, he's good-looking. He's wealthy. He's now a champion. So why wouldn't the women want to be with EC3? So we're starting to get that storyline rolling there. So maybe EC3's got himself a new partner in crime. Viking Raiders picked up a win over the Colones for 49. Eric and Ivar 36 and 40. Primo 53, Epico 51. So the Colones are actually outperforming the Viking Raiders there, which is sad. But you know, they've got great chemistry, but apparently the Viking Raiders do not. Yeah, they also need a gimmick change. Eric 49. Lana and Lashley still having issues backstage, with Lashley still upset about the Liv Morgan situation. So their relationship's a little bit rocky. And we then had Dana Brooke and Kairi Sane one-on-one. Kairi Sane grabbed the win. Kairi Sane 49, Dana Brooke 35. And Lashley and Ryder in the main event. Lashley 66, Ryder 48 for a 57 rated match. For a 58 rated show overall. Let's try that again. Let's get into it. This is this week's SmackDown. Let's take a look at the results. Alright, so we're going to test out Shayna on the pre-show against Tanara. 55 from Shayna. Wow. Alright. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. She's got 40 pop, 55 performance. I'll take it. Tanara 23. Not bad. We up it up this week's show with the big dog, Roman Reigns, who is ready to end this rivalry with King Corbin for a 95 rated promo. Wow. Roman Reigns cutting a good promo. Yes, only in TW. Shorty G and Ali took on the B team, so we're going to try out Shorty G and Ali as a team. 62 from Ali. G, 58. Yeah, just G. I'm not even going to call him Shorty. I'm just going to call him G. 58. Dallas, 39. Axel, 48. So the B team's still pretty solid, as we gave Ali and G the win. Ali G. Daniel Bryan with a 76 rated promo on The Fiend, hyping up his match with Bray Wyatt coming up. Kofi Kingston and Drew Gulak had a singles match for 66. Kingston 78, Gulak 41. Kofi with a quick win just to give him a win before the Rumble, make him look good heading into the big one. Lacey Evans and Dana Brooke, 49 there, is Dana Brooke offered to help Lacey Evans in her fight against Sasha Banks and Bayley. So Lacey's no longer alone. She's got someone to help her out. We had a backstage segment with Otis and Mandy Rose. Otis, last week he bought Mandy Rose daisies when she likes roses. So he messed up. So this week he tries to, make amends. Try to make up for his mistake by buying her some chocolate. And Mandy Rose is furious because she's on a diet. Well, Otis, you just can't do anything right. And this saga continues. This excellent booking, great creative storyline. This is really good shit. And this is another great segment here. So Otis continues to try and fight for Mandy Rose's love, but he just can't get it right. We had Braun Strowman and Cesaro one-on-one for 78. Cesaro, wow. 80 performance from Cesaro. Very, very good. Braun Strowman 72. Not bad considering he's, doesn't have the stamina for a 17-minute match. He was probably struggling. The Cesaro, very, very good. 78 rated match. Great match between both of them. So that should give us hopefully good rating this week. With that match and the main event coming up, I think we're going to get a good show this week, hopefully. 76 rated segment with Sheamus, who is hyping up his return in a vignette. He mentions Kofi Kingston as well, just to get the Royal Rumble match, that storyline up and running. We had a backstage segment with The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, Dana Bryan, and The Miz. So Bryan was laid out backstage by somebody. It was The Fiend. But Bryan was attacked backstage. The Miz coming over to try and help out Daniel Bryan there. So Miz needs an issue with his gimmick sorted out. Miz apparently was fantastic in this segment. Interesting. 82 rated though. Good stuff. Dana Brooke and Sasha Banks one-on-one. Dana Brooke 33, Sasha Banks 58. Sasha picked up the win for 53 overall. We then had Elias mentioning Kofi Kingston and Sheamus in his promo, advancing the storyline there as well, as he was doing a song and dissing everybody in his song. Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder hyped themselves up in their promo as well. They need a gimmick issue sorted out as well. I think it might be main event time. Wow. 2 out of 3 falls. King Corbin, Roman Reigns, bombed. 85 from Roman, 58 from King Corbin, 64 rated match. It had very little drama, a flow to it. Nobody in the ring had the psychology to take control properly. What do you know? You put 2 shitty workers together and it creates a shit show. Wow. Well, that ruins the show. You can forget about that good rating I mentioned. Corbin debuted a new spot that will showcase his athletic ability, and that will help his psychology. Well, could he have done it a little earlier? Because we needed someone with some psychology to get this thing going well. Last segment, Roman Reigns makes Baron Corbin eat dog food for the ultimate revenge. Yeah, I booked that. I did. Well, this rating, this show got it what it deserved. We still got 76. Still got 76 somehow. But the last match was terrible. The last segment was not good. So that pretty much cost us a good rating there. But 76, alright. I'm kind of worried that Fox is going to get rid of us because we've 2 weeks in a row now we've failed to meet their requirements. So we really need a big Smackdown next week to recover. And I thought we were going to have a big Smackdown this week. But yeah, Baron Corbin let us down. Hanson wants a pay increase. Alright, I'll give it to him. Or Ivar. Devon is now using steroids. Why? You're retired, Devon. Why? Why using steroids? This week's Monday Night Raw. Let's take a look. So we're going to try Adam Cole and Cameron Grimes in the pre-show. 54 Cole. Grimes 38. Not bad. 44 overall. Adam Cole's pretty good. 44 pop for Cole. So good signs for him. If we wanted to put him in the Rumble, he wouldn't do that badly. We open up the show this week with Paul Heyman, as he has finished his scouting and he wants to see a 6-man main event to determine the number 1 contender for Brock Lesnar's championship. 78 rated was the result. Advancing 3 storylines in one, we're going to see Rey Mysterio, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and AJ Styles in the main event. So McIntyre pretty much ready to do his bayface turn, not too far away. Let's continue. Montez Ford and Carl Anderson one-on-one, who have pretty good chemistry. Okay. Carl Anderson 58, Montez Ford 45, 48 rated match. Montez Ford got the roll-up win over Anderson. We did keep Anderson strong, which might be why the rating was a little bit lower than it could have been. EC3 has pretty much debuted a new little bit of a group here. He's got Scarlett Bordeaux, and Dan Mather has been called up here to be EC3's bodyguard. EC3's in the mirror checking himself out now that he's the 24/7 champion. He's got Scarlett on his arm, he's got Dan Mather in the background protecting him from anyone who's trying to take the title from him. So EC3's pretty safe right now as champion. I wonder how long he can hold that title for, because he's in a pretty good position. Becky Lynch and Kairi Sane had a good match, 77, thank goodness for that. Becky 85, which is excellent. Kairi Sane 53. Becky's definitely carrying the women's division on her back with her popularity. 77, very good matchup. Asuka tried to attack and screw over Becky in the match, but Becky was too good, and she was still able to find a way to pick up the win. Natalya got a win over Sarah Logan, and they have great chemistry apparently. Alright, 8-minute match. Natalya picked up the win, 58 rated. Lana and Bobby Lashley teamed up to take on Rusev and Liv Morgan. Hey, this is why they're not suited to be a couple together. Lana and Lashley don't work well as a team. Their timing is all over the place. Well, someone tell Vince McMahon that. They just don't work together as a team. Forget about it. Lashley 64, Lana 33, Liv Morgan 35, Rusev 71. Bobby Lashley picked up the win in the end. He illegally used the ropes for leverage, screwing over Rusev to pick up the win. Post-match though, Liv Morgan showed Lana and Lashley footage to reveal that Liv and Lana actually did have an affair. It is true, and Lashley was furious. He couldn't believe it. Lashley kept trying to tell himself it's not real, it's not real. Lana kept denying that it happened. Liv Morgan showed the footage of them at a hotel together to confirm, yes, this is all real. This is a true scenario. And we are suffering it. Yes, 61. Andrade and Aleister Black had a 63 rated match. Andrade 71, Aleister Black 57. And Aleister Black picked up the win after Buddy Murphy tried to interfere and screw him over. Aleister Black actually picked up the win. So Aleister Black could be in line for a US title shot now. 63. Charlotte Flair hypes herself up as a potential Royal Rumble winner, talking about how much it would mean for her to follow her dad's footsteps and win a Royal Rumble of her own. 74. Randy Orton cuts a promo on AJ Styles. One last little chat before the big main event match tonight, as Randy Orton is determined to eliminate AJ from the match here tonight. 82 rated for that one. Alright, so the main event, I'm hoping is good. I'll take anything around 80. I'll take 75 plus at this point. I'd like it to be 80 plus, but it's a big main event, lots of stars involved. Hopefully it's good. Storyline heat's pretty good too, so it should be okay. Let's take a look. 82. Okay, I'll take that. We'll definitely take that. Let's have a look. AJ Styles 88, Rollins 89, Owens 86, Orton 89, Mysterio 82. The weak link was actually Drew McIntyre with 74, who won the match. McIntyre wins. So we couldn't actually determine what the elimination order was and who eliminated who, which was a bit of a shame. But hypothetically, you probably would have Randy Orton eliminate AJ Styles. Seth Rollins gets eliminated by Kevin Owens thanks to Samoa Joe's interference, and you kind of fill in the blanks there. But 82 rated match, good stuff, and McIntyre wins, and he's now the #1 contender for Brock Lesnar's championship, and which leads to Brock Lesnar's music hits. McIntyre just went through a grueling 30-minute match, and Lesnar just picked him apart. Beat the crap out of Drew McIntyre. F5s through the table, destroying him around, destroying him. Lesnar reminding everyone who is the boss. And not a bad way to complete the heel turn. The bayface turn, rather. So McIntyre goes from being a heel to a bayface. New gimmick, which is rated great. I don't think the turn's going to go down too well because it's too soon. Badly, yeah. So the turn went badly, but we had to turn him so we can have this match. And it makes perfect sense to do it in this segment there. 88. And hallelujah, we have reached the 80 mark. An 80 rated show. Probably should have been a little bit better than that. I reckon we got robbed a point or two. I reckon 81 or 82 should have been our rating tonight, but we'll take 80. Alright, let's take a look at Raw. Gargano, you're not getting the call up, sorry. 23.07 TV rating. Alright, and who's failed the drug test this week? Nobody. Raymond Rowe just wants a pay rise. Alright. Eric, you can have it. You have earned the right for a pay rise, apparently. Let's have a look at any popularity swings that we... Surely Drew McIntyre goes up, but I fear that the rest of them have gone down. Am I right? I'm right. AJ Styles has dropped. Owens, 75. I think he's dropped. Yes. Oh no, they've all dropped 2 points. Oh no, they've all dropped. Was it worth the risk? McIntyre goes to 69, 70. Okay, he was 60. Oh, I think he went to 67, so he's gone up about 2. Not ideal. Not ideal. And we just can't get anyone else in the mid-card over. Like, we're doing some decent stuff. It's just not working, is it? Just can't get anyone over. Aleister Black, 51. He beat Andrade. Did he gain anything? He gained 1. Okay. Andrade probably lost 2. Yes, he did. It's tough going out here. It's tough going. That's going to do it for today's stream, guys. Thank you so much for coming out to the stream. If you are watching on the YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe to see more from me in the near future. I'll be streaming on Friday night and Sunday nights going forward. Maybe another day in between if I get some time. I'll always let you know on the Twitter when I'm streaming.